So today's subject, I wanted to talk about how you can instantly change your day from good to great or from bad to not so bad. And it's an instantaneous thing that can really make a difference. And this is a mind hack that I just stumbled across about how powerful it really is. And this is something I realized my wife has the ability to do for me in an instant. And it is the power of choosing certain vocabulary words or not using certain vocabulary words. And it's really amazing how powerful it is. And I started playing this game with myself to see what it can really do for me. And I wanted to bring this to your attention because for those of you who are looking for better days, even if today has been really bad for you, say, it can really change your day in an instant just through perspective by using different words. So today's subject matter, for some reason, mind hacks and these little positivity things hasn't been really a big hit on my channel. And as much as I am wanting to move toward things that bring more views in, I think this is one of those things that is just too important not to share, regardless of what the view count is. Because those of you who are watching this, you will find this absolutely mind-blowing. And if you don't already, I'd love to hear what happens while you're listening to this, while you play this game with me and see what happens, what difference it makes. So the reason why this came about is I am listening to right now a course or a study on Tony Robbins, How to Make Lasting Change, or I think that's the name of the course itself. But he talks about words and that are being used. And I realized this happened yesterday before I started listening to this because I came across this mind hack earlier today listening to his stuff. But yesterday, my wife had asked me, in fact, let me go ahead and set the picture of yesterday. This is story time. I went out for my 3-mile walk as I normally do every day, or I try to do every day. And I knew I had a lot of stuff that was planned for the day, but I wanted to get my walk in before 1. It gets really hot here. So as I started my walk in the morning, I was about quarter mile in on a main street, and I look across the street and there is a guy looking at his bike from the side, like he's holding it up and looking at it at the back tire. And even from way across the street, 5 lanes over, I could see that he had a flat tire. Now, as I walked a little closer, I realized I know the guy. In fact, I sold the bike that he has a flat on to him. So he's one of my neighbors. Maybe, I don't know, he lives maybe about 1.5 miles, 2 miles up the street, but he's far away from home. And the bike that he's particularly riding on is quite heavy. It's about 100 pounds because it's an e-bike. And he's an older gentleman, maybe mid to late 70s. So with the heat that's going to be coming on later on the day, and also just knowing that he needed help, and I'm still only quarter mile away from home, I know I can help him. I run an e-bike channel, so I do have a lot of tools to fix stuff. I couldn't necessarily fix a flat on a back wheel of a tire because I don't have anything on the road that I could take with me. But anyway, I ran across the street to talk to him, and already I'm starting to think, I got so much, I have things that I really need to get done today, but I really want to help him because he's a friend and he paid me money for the bike, and if getting a flat, he shouldn't have had a flat, first of all, because I do put tire sealant into all of my tires. But this particular thing that went into his tire sliced it so large, even the sealant didn't hold the air in. So I went across, I talked to him for a little bit. I told him to wait there. I was going to go home and grab a pump, and we're going to pump it up and see if maybe we can spin the tire, get the sealant into the hole so it'll hold it, and then maybe he can actually go to the bike shop, which is about another 1.5 miles down the street. Go home, I run home, grab a pump from the garage. I grab my e-bike to go ahead and ride over to him, and we pump up the tire, straighten it up. About a half an hour later, making sure that everything was going to be okay, I told him I'll follow him to the bike shop just to make sure he gets there, because like I said, he's not in any condition to walk for 1.5 miles with a 100-pound bike. Pump up his tire. We start going about a quarter mile, and we hear the air coming out as he's riding, goes psh, psh, as it's going through. And I'm starting to think, oh, great. I'm probably going to have to walk the bike for him. But lo and behold, we stop about another half a mile down the street or a quarter mile down the street. I pump up the tire again, and we switch riders because I'm a lot lighter than he was. He's about 6'3". Like I said, he's an older gentleman, but he's bigger, and it's going to be a lot for him to exert this. So I thought if I'm lighter on the bike, maybe the air will hold longer. Pump up the tire again. We go down the street, and I'm thinking to myself, oh, I'm going to be late for all my stuff that I need to get done today. But I wanted to help him out. So I'm having this challenging day as it is. And the good thing is I felt good about helping him out. I got him to the bike shop. The bike shop was going to open in about 15 minutes. So he just said he'll always wait for the bike shop guys to show up. And I went on my way to start my day. So I could not, by this time it was probably an hour and a half into the day to get him there, because these tires do take a while, and I was using an electronic pump, so I had to keep on pumping it up along the way. We pumped it up about 4 times before I got to the shop, and my day is already really winding up, and it's getting really hot. So I'm thinking, okay, I would go ahead and run my day through. I do my appointments, I do my errands, I get everything taken care of at the end of the day, and my wife texts me, "How's your day going? How's it going?" And I said, "It's been a pretty bad day. So much stuff going on. All of this has to be taken care of. I got it done, but all in all, it's just been a bad day." And she said, in a heartbeat, changed my perspective. She said, "Sounds productive." I thought, it was pretty productive. And if you really think about it, I saved the guy, and I took care of something that really needed to be taken care of. And I got help from somebody who saved us probably $1,000 or $1,500 when that person helped me with some of my things that I need to get done by just being the right person at the right time. And it ended up being a very productive day. Yes, I was tired. I had taken it as a bad day because I thought things could go a lot smoother. But when she just said it was productive, that day went from bad to a pretty decent day. One word mind change, one word mindset change. That's all it took. And it's really interesting because as I was listening to this morning's lesson about how mindset can be changed just by using different words, if I had used instead of bad to challenging, that would have already made the day a lot less mild in my head alone. And then when she went from bad to productive, all of a sudden it was almost a mindset as a different perspective of, wow, I got a lot done. And I wanted to help somebody. It was inconvenient. I guess it wasn't anything more than just being inconvenient. And the guy was so grateful at the end as well. So I had this really good day. In fact, now I'm saying it's a good day yesterday because I got everything I wanted to get done. And even at the end of the night, my wife and I had a quick date night of eating ice cream at McDonald's in the parking lot just to have a little fun. And that was it ended up being from a good day to a great day. It was a really fun time. And again, perspective changed, right? So here's another switch off. I'd like to go ahead and say, if there are certain words you can take out of your vocabulary and put less milder, harsher words in place of them, you can change a bad day into a challenging day, or maybe bad to difficult day. And yes, it's still a negative, but it's not as negative. It doesn't seem like the word awful. Instead of this is awful, it's a little unpleasant. Or rough instead of awful. Or the word horrible. In fact, I have this list of really bad words and alternatives. Instead of horrible day, tough day, or demanding day. Disastrous. I use the word disastrous a lot. So instead of disastrous, I could use trying or problematic. And these are just different words. If you have just somebody who's mean, right? Oh, that guy's just a jerk, or he can just be unpleasant. And that's a different, or he's just not a really, maybe he's just not a happy guy. I guess you could just use these words that just make even people not seem as bad. But on the alternative, you can and here's what really made me want to do this video today. As I was listening to how words make a difference, and I went to the dentist this morning, sitting in the dentist chair, I had the hygienist ask me how I was. I had the nurse who was prepping me for even x-rays and everything else ask me how my day was going. And the dentist asked me. I had 3 different people that I interact with. And the receptionist, 4 different people asked me throughout my day. These are all really nice and pleasant people. How my day's going? How are you? And I was an 8 o'clock appointment, so first in the morning, right? So everybody's still chipper. I guess their coffee had already kicked in for the day and everybody's happy about their day going about. And everybody's, how's your day going? I said, good. That's my standard answer. And I thought to myself, what if I had said fantastic when I was listening to this about how words change? Immediately just thinking about what if I said fantastic completely changed my mood in that moment I'm thinking about it. And this is already 3 hours after I left the dentist. I'm just picturing myself saying, what if I had said fantastic? And wow, what a difference it would have made. I also realized what a difference it would have made to them, because the first question somebody asks, oh, how's your day going? When you say, when they answer back fantastic, the first question is why? But it also gives me an opportunity to say, because I'm here getting my teeth cleaned. I can look for things in my head as to why it's fantastic, or because they're servicing me. I guess it's a way of showing your appreciation when you can tell somebody I'm having a fantastic day because I know I'm going to get my teeth cleaned by people who know what they're doing, or could help me with my teeth to make sure I know I'm going to have this work done today so that I will not have to worry about pain potentially in the future because it's preventative or those type of things. Now, all that being said, by the time I was done with my dentist appointment, they pretty much told me I'm probably going to have about $10,000 worth of work needed for the next how many years. I'm going to probably should get my teeth realigned because there are certain recessive gum things that have damaged my teeth from brushing too hard when I was younger and all this other stuff that needs to be done. There's grafting that should be done because I do have roots that are beginning to almost show, could cause, and I've already heard this from almost every dentist. My gum recession is pretty bad and it's from grinding my teeth. But all that being said, the bright side is it didn't need to be done today. I could get it done later. And there's options. There's a $250 option for some laser treatment that'll stop something from progressing potentially that they said you should try. And then I could hold off on a few $1,000 operations on this other stuff that can be done. Needless to say, in normal circumstances, I would probably have been pretty stressed out about it. But today, I had a good day. No, I had a great day. And I hope you can honestly say that about your day. And even if you don't see that word in your head, but if what if you could take away the word good and you could only use better alternative words? Decent or fantastic, enjoyable, delightful, wonderful. So someone says, how's your day? And you say wonderful. You know what? Someone's going to ask why. And then you can just make up something right there. Ask your brain, why is this a wonderful day? And you know what? It's really interesting because your brain will find out something to tell you why. And then it becomes reinforced. And that's a really cool thing. Excellent day, outstanding day. This has been a delightful day, joyful day. Me being able to actually talk about this has already lifted up my mood. So your brain chemical actually does start to give off endorphins, dopamine, and serotonin. The three feel-good drugs, right? The dopamine brings up your resistance to pain. It also brings joy. I don't know, you might want to look up these three, but I do know those three is what actually does happen in the brain when you trigger your emotions to be on the positive side or think about things and your mood just gets up. And it's also good for your health. Of course, it relieves stress. One of those is actually a stress reliever and relaxant of some sort. But I don't know, this has gone long enough. You guys get the idea. Try changing your vocabulary, taking out some of the bad words and make them a little less bad. If instead of being angry, just saying, I'm a little inconvenienced or irritated instead of really ticked off. Because by saying that, you're actually telling your brain what you want to be. So by saying things that are light and alternatives to the really bad words, you might as well try it. The word unpleasant, problematic. It's a little strenuous, arduous. It's testing, taxing. Instead of all of the worst words, abysmal, horrendous, grim. Unfortunate, you can turn to challenging. But even I'm okay, you can go to good. Raise it up a level. I'm all right. You can say I'm more than adequate. I'm decent. It could be satisfactory or even great or good. But you have so many words in our vocabulary we can use. And I'm going to try that. I really am. For the next 30 days, I'm going to try just using words that I typically won't use to be even stronger in strength for happiness or lesser in strength for poor things going on. All right. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate you, and I will see you in the next video.